about to do a story time. I got the camera in a weird position, so let me just try to get it right. Really not trying to dox myself. And I feel like this is gonna fall in the whip, but I think we good if I don't touch it. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but I'm in the car because I'm trying not to. Maybe if I sit this way, y'all can't see behind me too much. I'm not trying. It's about to be bedtime for the baby, so I'm not trying to be having to cut the live or what I'm saying, whatever. I don't really know if this is gonna hold, but we just gonna get it cracking, and if it fall, it fall. So boom, circa 2020, 20 no 2014, 2014. I just graduated. Thank you, babe. I just graduated from high school. I'm working at Chick-fil-A. I'm going to school. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my thing. I'm in Bible school as well. And I would say that I'm going through stuff and I'm probably a little susceptible to get, for somebody that's trying to talk to me or wherever it is, that and the third. Long story short, I end up talking to this girl off of an Ask FM site. If y'all know what that is, Ask FM is a site where you can ask people questions anonymously or not anonymously. And there's this girl, I think she lived in, I want to say Boston, but somewhere near Boston. I was living in Florida at the time. She asking me questions, this, that, and the third. And she fall into the text messages because she, you know what I'm saying, she gave her number. So she sent me a question saying, don't post this, but this is my number. Me at the time, I ain't gonna lie, I was probably a little bit smaller than I was, but I was big, and this was the biggest I had been. So with everything that was going on in life, I had motion per se. Like I had stuff going on, going to school, having a job, and going to Bible school at the same time. But just the way stuff was going personally, because I was staying with somebody, and I was lonely. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was lonely, and it wasn't like I couldn't get girls where I was living at, but I was so scared of having something like getting involved with a girl and having a kid that I was kind of keeping it to myself because I already had enough going on. So we start talking. She cool. We gonna keep it real. She was Brazilian, or this is what she was saying. She was Brazilian. I'm not about to read the comments because niggas is trolling. She was Brazilian and black, I think. I'm not sure. And I was 19 at the time, and I think she was 18. She had just turned 18, but she had graduated early, so she was out of school, just fresh out of school, and I was like a year and a half out of school. So we talking and whatever. She cool, and I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't understand why I ain't shut it down right when this happened. We talking for a couple of days throughout the day, talking on the phone, this, that, and the third. And she tells me, I don't want to make it sound weird, but I love you. And this was the first time that I think I came in contact with like a modern woman as an adult. So off the rip, I'm like, because it's just like, honestly, bro, I'm talking to her to have somebody to talk to, for real, for real. I'm not even really tripping on the, oh, she live here, she live there, I live here, because we just start talking. But she told me she loved me. And I was like, you don't think that's weird? And she got so mad at me. She got so mad at me. It was a point of contention. Now, at this time in life, I had not learned how to like catch a red flag and be like, all right, I'm straight. In this society, you kind of will see a red flag and you're kind of conditioned to maybe see a red flag, and then I'll get to that, the most recent chat. I will get to that. And you're just supposed to kind of go with the flow because you either want something or you don't want to mess up the vibe that y'all got going. So I'm like, bro, that's a little weird. You don't think that? You don't even really know me. We ain't never seen each other in person. She's extra defensive, extra defensive. But she was bad, so bad. So I'm just gonna keep going with it. So we still talking, you know what I'm saying? We eventually, I guess you could say, get into a relationship. She kind of pressing the issue. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, you ever talk to a girl where it's like, I she just start calling you babe. She just start trying to put a title on it, and it's like extra aggressive. And this was the first time that I had experienced this, so I was like, I didn't really know how to respond to it. So as time goes on, I'm getting into better shape. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to go out more. I end up getting a job working as a dispatcher, so I'm having a little bit more bread to do stuff. So I'm not too much tripping that we got this little thing going on, because it's just we talking and texting. It's somebody I could talk to, you know what I'm saying, on break at work. So we just doing it up like that. So we would get in little spats, just little weird stuff, like just millennial type stuff. Something happened, maybe she don't text back. Oh, I'm doing this, and then I think she had started going to college, and it's like she ain't texting me for days, and I'm just like, dang, bro, you can't take out the time to text the nigga, and she's just getting extra offensive, and it's like I'm having the problem, but it's getting flipped on to me as if I'm the one that's in the wrong. She wants some like real tough deflecting type stuff. So the time goes on, and she's sending me pictures and this, that, and the third, but we still ain't never FaceTime. So I want to say it had been going on because I remember I started going on my weight loss journey back then, and I want to say it took about 6 months. So I think, and I'll be honest with you, the option in my head that I was gonna meet this baddie, I was like, yo, I gotta get in shape. And then I was also like, when I was working at Chick-fil-A, I was getting into shape. But once I started working as a dispatcher, I had more money, so I got me a little YMCA membership. You know what I'm saying? I'm hitting the cycling class after work. I'm working the night shift, hit the cycling class at 8 o'clock, go home and go to sleep. So it's like it's an excuse every time we bring up this FaceTime thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting to have paper, and I'm staying with my cousin, so it's not like I'm paying full rent. So I'm stacking up money, and I'm like, bro, like coming up to see you is gonna really be an option. Let's get into how that would look, because she still stayed with her mom. So we would have, I probably would have had to get an apart. I mean, get a not an apartment, get a little hotel or something. But it's so much time, where we talking and stuff. I'm kind of with it at this point. Now let me get to the weird stuff that was going on. So, like I said, bro, I think it was like a year or two after I had moved to Tampa, and it was really a culture shock. It was a real culture shock, and it was, y'all said anything in the chat. It was kind of hard for me to really acclimate as far as with the women, because they was way more aggressive than they was in Pittsburgh. And me, I ain't never been like, I've always been able to get girls, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't never been the dude that was just out there, because I stayed with my dad and he was strict. So, I got busy throughout my years in high school, but it was really on the sneak tip, the, get in where I fit in type. And now it's like this stuff is being thrown at me because I'm getting into shape, and I'm looking good. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm trying to get back into the shape. I'm trying to get back into it. We actually just did a workout. But, so boom, I've totally went off track. So the weird stuff that would be going on, bro, because y'all know how this is, bro. You talking to somebody, in a relationship type form, we started like having freak texts. And I ain't gonna lie, bruh. She popped it off. It would be, you know, how you put the asterisks on something. She had like you. It was like you had to have a vast imagination to really get into this stuff. We never had no phone sex, nothing like that. It was straight like text sex, some goofy stuff, putting asterisks like, you know what I'm saying, rubs your back, pulls your pants down, just goofy. And I wasn't a chicken. She just out. She was weird, bruh. And I wasn't really pressing the issue. So it was just like just weird stuff compounded. So I'm thinking in my head, it's like, bruh, all right, I'm trying to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see if this girl is who she says she is. If she is, I'm trying to see about going up there. But of course, I'm saying in my head, bro, I'm not buying Nathaniel. I'm not booking nothing, spending no chili on nothing until we FaceTime. So we get into it about FaceTime, and just so many instances where it was like, this is weird, bro. Just let this go. We get into it about FaceTime, and she ended up blocking me. And I'm so stupid. I'm so tied in, so stuck in, so twisted up in this manipulation trick bag. I'm figuring out a way to get in contact with her. So we get back cool. She unblocked me, but it's still like she tripping on us getting together, us FaceTiming, bruh. And at this point, I done got into great shape. I'm playing soccer on Sundays with the homies. We hooping down at USF, bruh. We going to the club. And I'm not sure if I was getting with women. I think it was at the tail end because it was just blowing me. So, bro, we planned the FaceTime. She finally, quote unquote, relents. Bruh, this girl FaceTimes me, bruh. And she got the phone on her feet, bruh. She got the phone on her feet. And I'm like, bruh, why would you even set this FaceTime up if we wasn't gonna be face to face? This is weird, yo. And at this point, like I'm getting active on Twitter with people that's in the city of Tampa. It's a couple of women falling in my DMs. I start doing some research on the girl. Mind you, this is, like I said, this is a pretty girl. So I start doing research, and I caught her on Twitter. I catch with the same photos, or not the same photos, some similar photos, but not the same, not all the same photos. But it's like, this is this girl's page, if this is real or not. So I'm going through the page, and I'm just like, this ain't how whoever I'm talking to talk. This ain't how she talk. It seemed like she way more responsive than old girl is in the text. Oh, I'm getting catfished. And this is the thing, but the whole time you probably could have realized that I was getting catfished just by the weird stuff that she had going. You could tell whoever this girl was internet centered. You know what I'm saying? So I start pressing that issue, and once that whole thing happened with the phone, where she got the phone on the covers, I'm like, man, I'm straight. You weird. I don't know why we doing this. If you don't want a nigga to come up and visit you, if you don't want a nigga to fly you out, you is tripping. Man, it's cool, bro. Let's just end it. But she was so weird, bro. The conversation ended with her talking about, oh, I'm gonna block you and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, bruh, how you gonna block me and I done ended it? Cause this is how she did it. I pressed her like, yo, you be on Twitter? You got a Twitter? And she said, no. I said, well, I could have swore I found you on Twitter, and it seemed like you active on there. So what you mean you ain't got a Twitter? And she started BSing. I'm like, oh, so this ain't you. You catfishing me, huh? And that's when she flipped it on me and was like, "Oh, I'ma block you because this, that, and the third." So I ain't gonna lie to you. More of the story is I never found out who that was. I never found out who that was. No, I never sealed the deal. I never sealed the deal with her. And by time, I'm not gonna lie, I was hurt. I was hurt because it was just so. It was like, bro, I was I honestly don't remember what we were. I guess we would just be talking about everything, and I feel like I had gotten to know whoever that was, and then it's like, bro, you just blocked me. I'm like, damn, bro, like that's some weirdo shit. That's weird as hell. So honestly, dog, after that, her blocking me probably was the best option because I got in them streets after that. I got in them streets. I remember I had a female friend. She put me on with somebody that I guess they had classes together. She put me on with somebody, and nothing like we had a little fling, but nothing really happened with that. But then that's when that's when I started knocking them down. I started knocking him down, doing my little thing. At that point, though, the experience had me very weary of meeting someone online that you didn't necessarily have any type of connections, meaning like you couldn't verify if this person is who they say they is. But my dumb ass did it again. Now, this wasn't a catfish situation, but this is a situation of me and not investing time, but just giving attention to women that it's like, bro, you know that she lame, you know that she a goofy. Why are you even doing this, bro? So, I'm doing my thug thizzle, going out, messing with girls, doing this, that, and the third. I wasn't trying to find a relationship at the time because that shit was just weird. And she had really finessed me into the catfish situationship. It wasn't like you know, as a dude, somebody say text me. If it's a woman and she look good, she gonna text you. You know what I'm saying? You was wild that last comment. So we gonna call this girl Drea, and that's not her name, but I think it's fitting for the way that type of person that she was. Where did I meet Drea on? I think I met Drea on Plenty of Fish. I met Drea on Plenty of Fish, and Drea lived, I want to say, 35 minutes away, so not too tough. So we talked for, I want to say, 1 to 2 days, and Drea was thirsty. She was thirsty, but not thirsty in the way that would have been beneficial to me. I'm just keeping it real the way I'm keeping it real. So we talked for a couple of days and we planned to meet up with each other. The thing that happened, I want to say that either like a girl that I was talking to, we linked up and it was for sure the get down was going on. So I kind of flaked out on her. And I think like I was about to leave to go meet Drea, but then some girl already had, it was confirmed that it was gonna go down, and she hit me. I was like, you know what? I hit her, and I kind of used that catfish story to my advantage. I said, man, I just got out of this weird situationship. I don't know if I really want to talk to nobody right now. You know what I'm saying? It is, you know what I'm saying? We not going to link. So she felt away, and it was like normal people would be like, boom, you did me like that. I'm cool. We ain't going to talk again. I'm going to delete your number. I'm probably going to block you. That wasn't her. She used that, like, so we stopped talking for like a week after I flaked out on her. And then I guess she started following me on socials. So she hit me later that day, and it's like, damn, it don't seem like you that sad. It seemed like you this, that, and the third. If you was just gonna go see another girl, you could have just said that. And I'm just saying, why would I say that to you? That would be crazy. She kind of used it as a way to just start talking again. Because it's like, at first you was acting like you was cool, you was done with a nigga. But, I'm as this is happening, I'm like, so you just really want to go back to talking to me? Like, cool, but it's kind of weird. It's just kind of weird. So, we talking a little bit. I end up taking her out. I don't even remember where we went, bruh, because it was so far. I lived in the city. I lived in Tampa, and she lived in like the suburb, like the deep suburbs. So we get out to the suburbs, and it's like, bro, I really don't want to drive her into the city to have to drive her all the way back. Because by the time I got there, it was already like 5, 6 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even remember. I think I took her out to eat to like Chili's or something like that. So it's cool. But, as I'm talking to her, as we spend some time together, I'm realizing she got something going on up here. And I'm like, I could tell she liked me, but it's just like, she was like trying to move way too fast. So we had went out a couple of times. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm not trying to sound like a jerk, but I'm grown. I'm just grown, bro. So we had went out a couple times. And sometimes was good, sometimes was just weird. How can this be AI generated, bro? Sometimes it was just weird, but she still liked me, and she was a pretty girl. She wasn't I want to say this is actually like the first. No, I ain't gonna say that. She was a pretty girl. She wasn't the smallest girl, but she was pretty. But we just on and off, and I could just tell she really liked me because she would not leave me alone. And honestly, I wasn't trying to really do nothing with her as far as her being my girl or nothing. But it was just, at the time, I was just like, oh, you want to talk to me? Let's talk. Let's see what's going on. We might get cracking. So she sent me one of them text messages, and it's like, hey, nobody's gonna be home. You know what I'm saying? For the weekend, why don't you, or until later that night, why don't you come over? I'm not gonna say what I want to say, but I can probably guess that some people that are watching or may watch this could guess what I'm expecting to happen, and especially when you send a text message like that with winky eyes and this, that, and the third. So I get over there, we cooling, we chilling. The TV is not on, and she really like up on me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? You lead the way. Let's do it up. So we doing it up. You know what I'm saying? The Frank come out. And then she like freeze up. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I ain't never been in a situation like that. I've never been in a situation where we're progressing in things, and then once you know what I'm saying, come out, you just like, oh, this, that, and the third. I don't want to do nothing. Barely you touching it, but I don't know what you got going on. You don't want to, you know what I'm saying? So at that point, I was off of this girl, because it's like, are you trying to get me in trouble? Are you trying to get me in a situation? Why would you invite me to your house? Start being aggressive, and then be like, hey, I actually don't want to do nothing. What are you doing? So I didn't want to be a jerk, so I was blowed, but I got myself back together. You look like plus extra. I know, bro. I'm trying to. We working on that. But I didn't want to be a jerk and let her know that I was completely blown and off of her. So I chilled with her for about another hour or two. We watched like a movie. She ended up falling asleep. You know what I'm saying? And thank you. She ended up falling asleep. And I just left. And I was off of her. She would hit me up from time to time. I think we hung out another time. Like we just did. Like she was trying to do all this relationship stuff, but she was just. I don't remember what she had going on. She had some psychological issue, but I forget what it was. But at that point, I was just weirded out because I'm not the guy that's gonna press a woman to do nothing. If you don't want to do nothing, we don't got to do nothing. We don't have to talk about nothing. Like I'm not thirsty like that. And the thing is, like in Florida, you can find many women, or women can they really gonna find you, if and then they gonna let you know what's cracking, and y'all be getting cracking. So it's not. It wasn't like, oh, I'm dry. You done blew. You know what I'm saying? It was just like whatever. All right, we're cool. But I was weirded out because it's like, why would you invite me to your house, acting like you was on that type of time if you wasn't? I feel like you trying to lie to me, and not like to get robbed or nothing like that. Like if I make you mad, you can say, "Oh, this happened. It was weird. That's weird." So I'm off, home girl. I actually start getting into stuff, so I kind of just shut down from talking to women. You know what I'm saying? I ended up getting put out my cousin's house. I ended up catching a case. So I was like, I'm really at this point, I really was not on just talking to women for real. And then I made it in my head that I was gonna move, and I ended up talking to this one girl, and it was the same stuff. It's like, bruh, like it was like she ain't know what she wanted. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm just going. I was doing what I was doing before. Like, let me see what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. We gonna end up getting it cracking. You feel me? But luckily, I ended up talking to my girl now, the one that I got a kid with. And we've been together for 8 years. This October, she ends up messaging me on the internet, and it took a lot for me to get convinced into like really giving talking to her through the internet, knowing that she was living in Pittsburgh at the time and I was living in Florida, a chance. But we gave it a chance, and we ended up getting together, moving in together, this, that, and the third. And why, when I move up to Pittsburgh, the old girl Drea hit me up talking about, oh, I live up here now too. Now, bro, at this point, the last time I talked to her, I made it abundantly clear that, yo, as far as relationships, as far as doing anything, I'm cool. We can be friends, but I don't even want to talk to you like that because the last time we was together at your house, you made me feel uncomfortable, and I didn't understand. I just didn't get the vibe. And this was the second time of me telling her, yo, I'm cool, but it wasn't, I didn't put my foot down, or I didn't block her number, so I guess she thought the window was always open. So she's sitting here telling me, yeah, I go out school out here, maybe we can hang out. And I'm thinking, because we already talked about this, that, yo, this ain't going nowhere, because obviously you ain't wanted to go nowhere the way you was making it seem like you wanted to go. So I basically made an announcement that I was back with my girl, because we had been together when we was younger. So we put it back out there like, yeah, we together, this, that, and the third, and I'm back. And she get mad. She get mad at me because I'm saying to her like, yeah, this, that, and the third, yeah, we can kick it if you want to kick it. Not on that time, because that shit was over with. And it was a period of time before I moved and us stopping talking. It was a good amount of time to where it was like, it wasn't like I was talking to her before I moved or nothing. We had already, that was done. I want to say at least 8 months before I moved, because me and T talked about 5 months before we made the decision, to do what it do. So the moral of this story is, stop, like, bro, when a woman show you something, all right, now you're just saying anything, Dr. Strange. when a woman show you that she not up to par, when she show you that like, yo, I'm not really comfortable. I'm not like when something happens to where you feel like you're not really messing with how she moving, you should probably just move on. It's so many people that it's like you'll catch a red flag from somebody, it'll catch something that they do that you don't like, and then you still try to stick with them because you think that's the noble thing to do, or that's you can try to make it work. I don't believe being in an 8 year relationship with a woman to where when we first met and I told her what was up and I told her what I was with and wasn't with, she said okay, I understand, or if she needed more understanding, I explained it, and then that was that. I realized you don't have to fight nobody to find what you need. You don't. The person that's for you is going to be for you. You don't have to convince somebody to acquiesce to whatever you want them to acquiesce to or get with, because if that's the case, you don't really need to be with them, bro. Trying to force the issue with the catfish, making myself look stupid, having feelings for somebody I had never even physically touching through text on some weird shit. Like, why would you even be susceptible to that? You know what I'm saying? And it taught me, like, bro, just because you lonely, it don't mean you need anybody, just anybody. Don't do that. Don't do that, bro. If you lonely and you find that the person that will give you some attention got this and that going on, or you just can't do certain stuff, bruh, it don't make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense to have a long distance relationship with no actual plan of connecting. You know what I'm saying? And the reason, if you're asking, if you're just wondering, because me and T talked. I think we started talking in May, the beginning of May. I want to say it was May 7th of 2016. I began to put in motion of moving. I want to say because I wanted to move, also because you sound crazy. Because I wanted to get away from the lifestyle that I was unintentionally getting involved in by being connected to certain people. Let gang turn you out again, bro. We know you got the gas. You sound crazy, bro. I do not rock like that. Do I? I support my family. I support myself. I don't know nothing about what you're talking about. Have nothing against them. First friend that I met when I moved up here was Jewish, but the reason why the 5 months was so straight to where I was like, nah, we gonna be together, is because she was genuine. She was genuine, and she was the same person. Maybe just a little bit mature. Some other things was different about her, but she was the same person that I knew growing up. So I remember at a point in time she was looking at getting Section 8, and she wanted me to move with her because she wanted me to be comfortable, and she did not end up getting Section 8 because it just was not, it didn't make sense. But you are saying crazy stuff. I've only been to jail for a couple of hours, so you're not talking about me. And I've never been to jail in Pittsburgh, so I don't know what you're talking about. But she was just genuine, and it was never no BS. And then once we got together, even the problems that we did encounter, we were able to fix them because she was actually with me for me. And that's why we stayed together so long, because she fucked with me the long way. She my biggest content fan. If your girl ain't your biggest fan, you doing content, you make music, whatever, you probably shouldn't be with her. But again, before I get out of here, just make sure, dog, that if you putting time in to talk to somebody, you putting time in to go see them, spend money on them, make sure that they worth it, bro, because it's a lot of women out here that they'll just waste your time. They cool with maybe getting with a dude that they don't want to make a future with, or you know what I'm saying, that they really don't know what they want, but they'd rather just have somebody just to be around, or have somebody to say they got somebody. And that's all about waste. That's all about the wasting time and all of that shit. So I don't recommend catfish. I mean, I don't recommend long distance relationships. If you do get in them, I would say at least have a way to verify this is a real person. Obviously, in 2024, if a person will not FaceTime you, they're probably not who they say they are, or they just aren't. They probably don't. They're probably big as hell in the pictures that they showing you from years ago. That's all I got. I'm getting bit up down here in this basement. I hope I don't get doxxed, because I can definitely see my cross the street neighbors in that window. But whatever, y'all. I'ma fuck with y'all. Y'all be easy.